Trying to get it centered. Hi!
Hi.
Hey! I scared the dog. This is mile markers number 5. Hello, guys. How are you? Just kidding. I don't really care how you are. Because I'm doing great. I do care how you are, actually. Let me know how you're doing. I'm doing great. I'm Ronny Jones.
I'm Tiffany Poole.
Tiffany Poole, how are you today?
Good.
Good. Great. Fantastic. So excited. So today, we are going to be talking about
Discouragement?
discouragement. Not discouragement, but discouragement.
I'm nervous.
I don't know what I know about discouragement, but I don't know about discourage. I don't know what it is to scourge. That's like to rummage through something, right? Or that's scurry. Anyway, we're going to be talking about discouragement. Mainly, one thing that I'm kind of focusing on is the patience of it. I think, Tiffany, you recently have been going through some things where you're having some problems with discouragement because of mainly patience, right? Like you're having trouble seeing your patience and your long-term goals. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Currently going for my associates in social and behavioral science, and then I'm going for my bachelor's in probably social work, looks like, or psychology. I haven't decided. And then I'm going to go for a graduate certificate in the autism spectrum disorder, which is going to take quite the amount of years to do. So just kind of, I'm like at the halfway point, so I'm like starting to like feel the plateau almost. Like I am still not there, and I have spent the last 3 semesters busting my butt.
Well, that's really what we're going to be talking about today. And me personally, I'm going through some of the exact same things. I know that most of you who watch mile markers out there, you guys probably have some goals set into place, short term, medium term, which is a term that I don't really hear, but and then medium term. It's like it'd be like second trimester, right? Something like that.
Sure.
For my friend Destiny out there, you know what I'm talking about. Well, you're a little farther than that, but anyway. Short, medium, long-term type goals. You guys are probably going through some of those things as well. It's hard to have that long-term, goal and keep it in mind when it seems so far away sometimes. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I think Tiffany had a quote that she wanted to start it off with. So kick it off, girl.
All right. So one of the NAU grad students, Henry Flores, shared a post on Facebook, and I saw it, and I just loved what he wrote. So he wrote, "All that work, it's all worth it now." And he is a graduate and also student right now. So I just thought that was really good to kind of put into play. Like, there is going to be that point where you'll actually like, yeah, I did it. Like, this is all worth it. All that time and effort and sacrifice that I've put in, there's finally the reward at the end.
Exactly. And it can be hard, once again, to see that. I have a big list here of things that I want to talk about. But at the very top it says to make people laugh. So you guys better start laughing. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start tickling people. And I don't like tickling myself. So.
Oh, great. Thanks.
If you want to, because I tend to ramble, as everybody knows, if you want to just pretty much read what you have, and then we'll go through and just kind of do some like bullet points, because I know that you wrote a little bit about like what you're going through. So yeah. If you want to share that, I'm sure people out there can connect to your story.
All right. So the day I graduate with a degree will be the highest honor of achievement for myself, just because that's my ultimate goal. All the time and effort I have spent on succeeding will finally be worth it once I actually have it in hand. Like, all this time and effort I've put in, I'll finally see the end success. There are days that doubt fills my mind and the discouragement of how long it takes to finally achieve my goals begins to tire my soul. And I think we all feel that. We're just kind of getting that low where you start questioning yourself, like, is it possible for me to still achieve this? Can I still do it? Looking at how long it takes, kind of keeping the pace going along. Um, so, how do we beat this discouraging feeling that drowns us in the midst of achieving success? It's probably my main point. We all hit that little low and kind of just need a pick me up in the middle to be like, no, come on, keep going. You got this.
Okay. Is that all that you wanted to kind of go over?
For the most part, I mean,
the rest are just like bullet points.
Yeah, I adjust what I'm going for. I'm hoping to achieve all of that education. There's 3 degrees in total. I'm hoping to finish them by the time I'm 40 because I went back to school late, but hey, it's never too late, right?
Exactly. And the best place to start is here. Because we can't start in the past, and starting in the future is just procrastination. So the best place to always start is here. So yeah, we talked a little bit about that, and that was mainly what was discouraging you, was that, like you said, you said, well, I'm going to be 40 by the time I get my degree. Was that statement right there really what discouraged you?
Yeah, a little bit, because it's like the only way to even achieve it by the time I'm 40 is really just, I've already been doing 2 classes a semester, and in order to achieve it by the time I'm 40, I'm going to have to up it to 4 classes a semester, which is going to take time and away from my kids. It's going to make me a stressful mess, which also affects my kids. So that's kind of the sacrifice of it. But in the end, I'm going to show my kids, that no matter what, you're capable of achieving something, no matter what age you are. And I think that's kind of a reward in itself. I mean, plus having the degree in hand, I'll be able to go for my dream job, do something that I love. And my kids will actually see me succeed, which is pretty amazing. So.
Yes, exactly. See, and what you're doing is you're instilling into their minds at a very young age that hard work pays off, and it's really, really important. You're just by following your dreams and the things that you want to do, you're actually benefiting your kids from doing that, which should tell you right there that you're on the right track.
Yeah.
I mean, if your goals and your dreams, for anyone out there, if your goals and your dreams are going to benefit your children, then I mean that should let you know that you're probably doing something right. As far as sacrifice versus reward, that was what mile markers was about yesterday. Of course, there's always going to be these sacrifices that we have to pay for the rewards. And sometimes we lose sight of those things. Sometimes we end up sacrificing more, and because we think we're sacrificing it for our reward. But truth of the matter is, sometimes you could sacrifice yourself right out of the reward. You could end up sacrificing so much that the reward itself is what you become, is what you end up sacrificing, because now, like I said yesterday, I won't touch too much on it, but for me, I have to sometimes stop everything I'm doing just to get my mental health good, just to be in a positive mind state. And I sacrifice that time where I should be putting in toward my reward, but I know my reward won't mean anything if I go pick up a drink. For me, that's just me. So I have to sometimes, really pay attention to that.
I can agree with that, because I think that's my biggest thing, is I kind of get so wrapped up in like, no, this is what I need to do, that I will put my health aside, and I'll put my own mental health aside, my kids' mental health possibly, because of dealing with a stressed out mom who's losing her mind.
In which case could also be putting their physical health in jeopardy, because you could just murder them. I mean, we could just mommy's stressed out, You guys don't know what I'm talking about, and you're looking at us like, you guys are crazy.
Right?
You're not a parent. In which is a whole nother conversation that I need to step up on my game as well. That's another thing that I'm going through, is as far as the patience process, I'm in this position where, I'm struggling with the patience of rebuilding. I lost a lot in my years of active use and just, messing around in life, not taking it seriously. And now that I'm putting in the hard work and dedication, I want kind of instant gratification, which is what we all want.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has that problem. That's something that, I really wanted to touch on. was instant gratification. And if you think about it, it's because we live in a world, and especially a generation, of instant gratification. I'm going to put in the description, please, guys, go check this out. Amazing, amazing knowledge. Simon Sinek, he created he did this interview, and it's about millennials and our instant gratification generation, mainly because of things like Facebook. And it's just the way that we grew up. We want something on TV. We don't even have to get up and change the channel. We got a remote. You want something ordered to your house? Boom, you Amazon and overnight it. You know what I mean? And it's true.
Yeah.
We're a world of instant gratification. We have so many fast food places. We have so many Starbucks places. Everything is right now. Everybody's in such a big hurry that we forget to really look at the end goal. And anyway, so that's something that I'm going through as well, being in an instant gratification kind of world. I'm taking these appropriate steps to get my life and my mental state right, and I'm thinking because of that, I should get all these other things that I spent 12 plus years of my life kind of throwing away and destroying. And it's tough. It's tough to be able to just surrender and say, you know what? Oh, well, this is a process. I'm going to have to go through it. It's really hard to do that. One way I would just suggest being able to improve that and really look at that is, number one, support. I mean, support is huge. As you know, Tiffany's a huge support system to me, as well as, Stephanie, my sister, Bart, my family, my mom, just so many people. There's so many people in my life, some of which I can't say because, okay, I'll say it, Satan. No, I'm just kidding. Like Donnie as well, Destiny, the other D from the D&D show, Dylan. There's just so many things. So I think that's number one really is support. How do we get through this discouragement of life? How do we understand, okay, keep the long view in mind? Support. Talk about it. Talk about everything that you guys go through. If you have a problem in life, find someone to talk to. If you don't have anybody to talk to, hit me up. I'm sure you could hit up Tiff. She would love to help. You could probably hit up Donnie. I know some random people have hit up Donnie for some random things, but that's just one way. But anyway, so instant gratification is a problem that we have with discouragement because we want instant gratification. We don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with the degree. I mean, you're talking most people, if they put in a full-time effort, they could be done in 2 years. Well, I can't do the full-time school because I have kids, and they're special needs kids, so they take up a lot of time as it is. So having to stretch that out to possibly a 4-year, 5-year plan is really discouraging because I want that. All right, I put the time in. Let's go. There it is. All right, I'm good to go now.
Yeah, but once again, you're balancing your sacrifice with your reward. You're not willing to sacrifice certain time and energy from your family to get that reward faster.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's something that I said yesterday is, like if you have a job that you want to put overtime in because your reward is a new car, is it worth sacrificing time with your family to when you take them out in that new car and it feels nice and good, you're the only one smiling because they don't even, you miss their soccer game. You miss their football game. You miss their ballet. You miss this. You miss that. Those aren't personal jabs, by the way. That's just, for instance. But yeah, balancing that sacrifice and reward, I think, will also add to patience.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I want to balance the talking because if not, I'll just sit here and
just keep talking forever. Thanks.
Talk forever. It's what I do.
Yeah, because I mean, my kids are young still, so all this time is impressionable still. So if I put in that full-time effort into my degree and I kind of am not there for those beginning stages, the reward kind of isn't the reward because I've sacrificed my kids' childhood. Like
exactly, something you can't get back.
Yeah.
You could always go back to school. You can, make that degree take a little longer if you need to, but you can't get that time back. That's something, once again, I'm really struggling with myself. And as I've said before, I don't make these videos as me saying I know what to do and I practice them perfect. These videos are me saying I don't know what I'm doing today. Today, these are the problems that I'm facing. Today, these are the solutions I'm looking for. So you guys, please feel free to comment. Let us know what we could do if you guys have some opinions as well. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to figure this out. Something that I thought of to do something. So how? Okay, how? How can we get this discouragement out of our mind? How can we understand and fully accept patience? Well, I think one thing that we can do is you got to do something that recalibrates your perspective of what patience is. Patience will give you the security to take chances. All right? So think long term. Think 50 years down the line. Think The way I look at it is if you think in terms of long-term goals, sooner or later your long-term goals are going to become short-term goals. You know what I mean? If you realize, like, for example, we talked about this, and you said it's going to take you, 4 years or so.
That's just for the associates. That's not even for the other stuff.
Exactly. That's just for the associates. So,
and I tend to over-goal myself. So, like, I put 3 long-term goals, which is kind of insane. Kind of like when you work out and you're like, oh, I want to lose 100 pounds. And then you're like, oh, well, I haven't lost 100 pounds and it's been 6 months. Well, it's probably going to take a lot longer than that. So,
Exactly.
You're going to have to make smaller goals underneath those.
That's exactly what I talked to you about. And we just talked on the phone. She just called me and said, hey, here's an idea for a show. Here's some things I'm going through. That's what I want. You guys do the same thing. That's what I want. I want problems people are going through because I'm going through the same thing, just in a different scenario.
Yeah.
So we're helping each other. And that's exactly what I told her. I said, look, yes, you're here right now. Well, here, let me go this way. You're here right now, and your 4-year goal is here, okay? Mm-hmm. But as of right now, this is all you can see. What you need to be able to do, because it's just A to B, if you go from A to Z, then your B goal doesn't seem that far. So that's what we got to do. We got to create these longer, so to speak, goals. Well, that can also seem discouraging. Like you said, you have 3 really long-term goals. They seem so far away. So what can you do to balance that? What do you think? Create short-term goals.
Short-term goals, like for school, obviously. Maybe just getting through a semester. That's 16 weeks. That's a fairly short-term goal compared to my long-term ones.
And then you could break that down into 1 week.
Yeah.
And then 1 day. It's like somebody told me in my AA meetings, everything's 1 step at a time. They said, anyone who's in recovery knows it's 1 day at a time. Well, there's a person that goes there, and they said, shit, God only trusts me with 1 second at a time. And I laughed because sometimes that's all you got in that very moment. You need to just be able to look at exactly what's in front of you.
Don't a day-by-day thing.
A day-by-day
thing. Second by second.
Exactly. Don't focus on the mountain, guys. If you guys are climbing, you're on a path right now. And I know Donnie especially is going to hate this one. But I had this old saying, and I'm bringing it back. HDAG. Head down and grind. I know Donnie don't like that word grind, but that's what it is. It's a constant movement and just, grinding to build what you want. Just look down 1 step at a time. Keep your feet exactly where, keep your eyes exactly where your feet are going. Don't look at that mountain because it seems so far. And you know what? There's going to be times when you want to quit. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Last night on the phone, she was saying, I don't know what to do. But what you can do is you can look back at that path and say, look how far I've come, to reboost your confidence. If you are climbing that mountain, instead of looking at the peak, looking down, working every day, and then look back up, it only seems a little closer. But when you look back at what you've accomplished...
Yeah, like this is my 4th math class. 4th math for my degree. And it's my final math for this degree.
So this is your 4th college math class.
Yeah.
I took a college, just so you guys know, I took like this math college placement test thing. And I always thought math was my strong suit, and it turned out they were basically like, go get some 1, 2, 3 books. I got a lot of math.
I started out. I was like, they're like, you didn't go to high school, and it shows.
So. Yeah, that's basically, all my other stuff were like 90s. Go figure, like literature, comprehension of reading.
The things that we love are always the highest ones.
Exactly. So what can we do to improve ourselves? Be comfortable being uncomfortable. Get used to it. Don't like it. If you're struggling, somebody that I was talking to, we were just talking about this. If something makes you uncomfortable when someone says it, my dad used to tell me, and I talked with another person about this, chances are that thing has a little bit of truth behind it. So if you don't like a certain situation, chances are you're growing, and that's okay. Growing pains, baby. So yeah, set these little goals, guys. Set an hour goal. I have these little hourly goals, and I almost never hit them because I'm terrible with time management, as my sister Stephanie knows. I need to improve on that though. That's what I do. I say, what's the problem? How can I, fix it? And then apply the solution.
I have the same issue. Time management. Huge killer. Huge killer.
Hence why both of us have now been doing this for, 20 minutes? And I think my first video was like 5, that I ever posted. So good luck, guys. I'm just going to do a 24-hour live video from now on. You guys just follow me around my life. So we'll try to wrap this up for you guys. But yeah, that's really it. How is it that we get patience? Okay, how can you get patience? Set a short-term goal. Look back. Give yourself praise for the things that you have done.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Support, number one.
Yes.
Because you can never do it alone. And then, like little, I don't know, it's not a party, but like
party
little victory dances, I guess.
Celebrations.
Just like,
little
I did
rewards.
it. I did this. And constantly looking back to see how far you've come, like you said. Yeah. That's a huge thing for me, is just looking back, like, remember where you were in this spot? You're a mess there. You're still a mess, but you're a better mess.
You're still a mess.
You're progressing.
You're an organized mess now.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's really all we're trying to do, guys. That's what Mile Markers is all about. To motivate, inspire, learn, and educate. There's a reason why learn is in there. It should be the first one. It should be Lime. I was talking to Donnie.
Yeah,
and it should be learn, inspire, motivate, educate.
There you go.
But I like my Mile better than Lime. Because like I said to him, limes are sour and they make you pucker. Miles reminds me of Miles Davis, nice and cool, nice and smooth. That's how I like to roll through life.
See, I totally did not figure that out until that video, because I thought mile markers was because, like when you're driving, you pass mile markers along the pathway. Well, totally thought that's what that was for.
Well, that's why I incorporated that, because we all take these steps in life, and each one of these videos is just another mile marker to how far we're going to progress. And that's why I want everybody to be a part of it. This isn't about me. This is about everyone. And this is about growing together as a community. This is about growing together as a human species. This is about getting better every single day if you can.
We can always help each other succeed along the way, too.
Exactly. Absolutely. You see somebody that's pulled over and their car's broke, stuck at a mile marker, what are you going to do? You're going to pull over and help? Well, you better. Most of you won't. Don't even lie. Because most of the time I don't. I'm like, you should have bought a Chevy, Ford guy. That's what you get. Just kidding. I love my Ford fans too. Don't worry. I just love you a little less than Chevy fans. But if you're a Niner fan, then you went back up a little bit. Like if you love Chevys but also love Cowboys, you're at the same spot where if you love Ford but you're a Niner fan. So it's like it balances out. So that's really it, man. We're just wrapping it up.
And not to mention, sorry.
No,
I was totally
please.
interrupted there. Seeing someone else succeed is kind of like, what are you doing with your coffee?
I need more energy. Go ahead. Seeing someone else succeed.
Yeah, it's celebratory in its own way. Like, when you watch someone else succeed, it kind of bumps you up. It's like, yeah, they did it. I'm totally going to do it now. Like,
absolutely,
they can do it, so I can do it too. Like, it's...
Yep.
I don't know where I was going with that. But
no, there's a...
it's like an encouragement.
I think Donnie was talking about something about the law of reciprocation. I think it's kind of along the lines of that. Maybe I misunderstood him. But... you give and you get back. And it's called giver's gain. Shout out to Travis Delgadillo. I used to work for him. He's an amazing man, and he used to say giver's gain all the time. I know, he didn't coin the term, but he really put it in my head. Same thing, the more you give. And that's what I mean, guys. Let's continue to reach out to each other. Let's motivate each other, inspire one another. Let's learn and educate together. This is a collaborative effort. You are not alone. You are never alone in anything you go through. Reach out. Please reach out to me, to Tiff. Yep. To somebody. I'm going to have more people on here, and everybody I bring on here, you can reach out to. Doesn't matter what you're going through in life.
We're all people just sharing our stories.
Exactly. We all go through...
that it helps someone else.
Yep. So let me just end on this, something I thought about. Be an iceberg, so be more beneath than what's above. And by that, once again, I just kind of mean the patience. If you're going through this little thing in life, this... you can't really get over. Look at all that's underneath. Look at everything, all the hard work that you've put in, Just to me, that, I don't know, that made sense. I had a really good place where I was going with that, but brain fart. It happens. And
I got where you were going, though.
Thank you.
I got it. We're good.
Thank you. That's why she's here. And then also, Thanks, homie. Got my
There
back.
you go.
Also, last thing I want to say, guys, this is not really so much about, well, it is kind of about the long term. When you think long term, and when you think about that, when you get discouraged from those things, and when you don't have the patience, think about the last breath you're going to take on this earth. Do you want to have regrets? Do you want to take your last breath knowing I could have tried harder at that? I could have done better at that. You know, I go to sleep every night and I try my hardest to analyze how the day went and say, what could I have done better? How could I have improved? And that's what it's about. It's about improvement. So the last thing I want to say is, at that last breath you take, as Eric Thomas says, die on E. Give it everything you got. Every single day. Every single time the sun goes down. Well, your day doesn't really end there, but as soon as the sun goes down, screw it, party time.
Right.
But no, at the end of every day, at the end of every week, at the end of every month, go back. Take inventory of yourselves, guys. Make sure that you're giving it all that you have. Make sure that you're dying on E. At that final mile marker, when your car runs out of gas and you expire, make sure that every time you went back over those mile markers and you motivated and you inspired and you learned and you educate, that you gave it all that you have every single day. All right, and last but not least, I want to thank Tiffany Poole for being here.
Quote.
End it on a quote.
Hey, why not? So I saw this and I was like, oh, I like this. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. It was just a quote I found under Google inspirational quotes, but it really spoke to me.
You know what? Tomorrow, actually, my sister Biddy or Amanda Fur gave me a good idea for maybe an episode tomorrow. Other people have been reaching out. Keep doing that. Thank you guys. But I do want to do one on that. Fear versus ambition, I guess you could say, or passion, or even love. The thing that's in your heart, the thing that motivates you versus fear.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good one. I'm starting to like this concept of this versus that. Today we didn't really do that, but the other day I did sacrifice versus reward.
We did a little bit of like discouragement and it kind of played into the
what was it? Discouragement. To discourage one and re-scourage another. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you to Tiffany.
Thank you, Ronny.
Once again, please feel free to reach out. Anything you guys need, hit me up. You can hit Tiffany up. I'll put her Facebook link in there as well. Last thing, I wanted to say thank you to Team Kaylee. These are some socks. If you guys want some, this is but this is the raffle that we're going to be doing. All right, tickets are 3 for $5, guys. This is a $500 value. If you don't spend $5 on 3 tickets, you're an idiot. This is Kaylee's raffle. If you don't do Kaylee's raffle, then F you. That's a little Ricky Bobby Talladega Nights thing. But anyway, 3-day, 2-night stay in the luxurious Majestic Suite and a buffet for 2 at the River Buffet at the Aquarius Casino. We're going to be drawing on November 3rd at the bowling alley. 100% of the proceeds go to the family. We got to get Kaylee to where she's got to be halfway across the country in Pennsylvania because she needs this transplant, you guys. I'm not too big to ask for help. So please help. Let's continue to, like I said, help one another. And let's see what we can do to get Kaylee her transplant. Get some tickets. Throw me $5. I give you 3 tickets. I might even pull your name. Also, yeah, we got shirts. If you guys would like one.
Shirt. Help support.
Let us know. And then last but not least, the D&D show. Love you guys, man. Always promoting them. Please go check them out. They do things just like this, but probably better.
Yes, they're fantastic.
They are amazing.
They've been a big inspiration to me as well.
Huge inspiration. I play their stuff while I sleep to get, some subconscious thoughts. I think it's also given me a sick, twisted sense of humor. So thanks, D&D. I did have that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you once again so much to Tiffany. And thank you all for watching and supporting. Please go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, share. Please share. That helps inspire others as well. You guys do your part. I'll keep doing mine. And as always, put that beautiful smile on your face and go out there and shine your light into the world. Mile markers, number 5, baby. We out.
Bye.